Viewers, as an Indian who is proud of his country, I'm going to ask you some basic questions. And you know my questions always are pointed ones. In whose lexicon is a terrorist a martyr? In whose book is the death of terrorists sworn to the destruction of the country an unfortunate event? These aren't rhetorical questions, viewers. They need to be posed tonight. This is because the Congress Party's lead spokesperson, Supriya Shrinate, the lady on your screens, and remember, she's the national spokesperson of this political party, has sparked a massive row by labeling the 29 Maoists as martyrs, as shaheed. Can you believe it, viewers? These craven criminals who have been ambushing our security forces, orphaning children, committing sexual atrocities on innocent women, taking over villages, setting up a parallel administration, talking about the removal of our constitution. These people are martyrs for the Congress's national spokesperson, viewers. These Maoists are weaponized by China. They get their weapons from China, viewers. That's what our intelligence establishment believes. This is the same Congress party, and I'll come to that in a few minutes, viewers, that once called these Maoists, these very same criminals, these terrorists, as the greatest internal security threat to our country. Today, viewers, the Congress party, I don't know what's gone wrong. The Congress party believes that they are martyrs. First, listen in, because this has created quite a bit of heat.
मैं इस पे कोई राजनीति नहीं करना चाहती हूँ. मुझे लगता है इसकी बिल्कुल गहन जांच होनी चाहिए और उन सब लोग जो शहीद हुए, हमारे सुरक्षाकर्मी भी कुछ घायल हुए, उन सबको हमारी संवेदनाएं हैं और इसमें कोई राजनीति का सवाल ही नहीं है.
सेना का अपमान, सुरक्षा बलों का अपमान, आतंकी मेरे भाईजान, क्या यही कांग्रेस पार्टी की बन चुकी है पहचान? क्या यही इंडिया अलायंस की बन चुकी है पहचान? मित्रों, हमें पता है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का एक लंबा और पुराना चरित्र और डीएनए रहा है. दे हैव अ लॉन्ग हिस्ट्री, जहां पर उन्होंने दल हित को देश हित के ऊपर और वोट बैंक नीति और अपने वोट बैंक की सुरक्षा को राष्ट्र नीति और राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के ऊपर हमेशा रखा है.
Viewers, what explains this undying sympathy for slain terrorists, especially when one considers that the Congress itself flagged them as a threat to national security? Let me take you through the times when the UPA singled these individuals out as terrorists. Manmohan Singh, former Prime Minister, nationalism is the single biggest internal security challenge ever faced by our country. September 2011, P. Chidambaram, ex-Home Minister, most violent movement in India is not terrorism or insurgency but left-wing extremism. May 2013, Jairam Ramesh, Congress MP at that time, said, Maoists extort money from government contracts. Anybody who spreads terror is a terrorist. December 2018, Bhupesh Baghel, ex-Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, said Naxalism will be eliminated with the support of civilians in Naxal-affected areas. Eliminated is the word. Today, when an encounter has taken place, the same Congress viewers, the same Congress wants this event probed. Now, before the break, Shazia Ilmi said that the problem with the Congress party is because it hates Modi, it wants him out, it will do anything to be critical of him, even if it means siding with terrorists. Viewers, the Congress party is silent on its alliance partner, the left, CPM, saying they want to get rid of India's nuclear weapons. They want to get rid of all our chemical and biological weapons. Same Congress party, viewers. I want to bring in Tehseen Poonawala. Tehseen Poonawala, look, I'm sure you are sensible enough. Yes, what? Yes, Shazia Almi, you want to say something?
The sad part of it is Supriya Shrinate knows precious little. In 2013, in one of the worst attacks where the Congress convoy was ambushed by the same Naxalites who she calls martyrs today, if you please. They had killed and slain the top Congress leadership, including the Salwa Judam head and 18 Congress workers. VC Shukla was critically injured. Ajit Joki at that point of time had gone separately by flight, but 20 or 18 to 20 Congress workers died. And this is what Supriya Shrinate has to say today.
Okay.
And not just that, this is an insult to our BSF Jawans, to our paramilitary forces, to the Adivasis who have been targeted by the same Maoists, insurgents, left-wing extremists, whatever you want to call them. And imagine having such sympathy for them. I mean, this is the attitude of Congress Party. So they have either no idea of their own history or they have no sense of righteousness.
Okay,
Where
well, one
something
second.
so
Let me
serious
just
is
bring in
involved.
Tehseen Punala. You've said perhaps what a large number of Indians, I mean, I'm talking about Shazia Ilmi. She said what perhaps a large number of Indians are thinking tonight. Tehseen Punala, I know that you are not going to defend this. I know that you're a patriot at heart. But I have to ask you this. Is this Modi disregard for Modi, hate for Modi now going too far? To the point where the Congress party thinks it has become legitimate for them to oppose every and everything. Even if it means today to stand with those that actually want to overturn the Indian state, let alone anything else, at the behest of one of our enemies.
Rahul, thank you so much. And I just want to make some very important points. So I just hope I'm not interrupted by Shazia ji, but very important points I need to make. So I'll just take the liberty of something. The only political party to have lost its top leadership to terrorists is the Congress. 2 prime ministers, as Shazia ji rightly said, the entire top leadership in Chhattisgarh was wiped out by these leftists. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh took them off. And even today, the Gandhi family particularly has a lot of threats from Naxals, and we know this. Let's not go into those details. The Congress has been martyred, nobody from the BJP. But let's come to the crux of the issue. The crux of the issue is that while these Maoists, while these Naxalites need to be eliminated, read my lips, eliminated, there also along with that in that area must be a process of reconciliation, which I credit the current Honorable Prime Minister as well. Nagaland, reconciliation, same. People getting weapons from China. Tripura Liberation Front, who was in alliance with them? BJP. What is the agenda even today? To have a separate state outside the Union of India. Nagaland, the Prime Minister promised you in the interview that the agreement will be given within 2 days. Has he given the agreement? What does the agreement with the Nagaland people say? As per the Naga terrorists, it says that they must have a separate parliament, separate flag. Now, why haven't they released it? Look, reconciliation within the constitution must have. And I think that's what Supriya meant. You must have reconciliation because these are our people, these are Indians, they've gone astray. Anyone fighting on our soldiers must be met, should meet their fate. But reconciliation, can we move away? If we are moving away, is the Prime Minister moving away from Nagaland?
No,
left
one
insurgency,
second. Let me
Tripura, left insurgency.
One second. Look, there are people in the national security apparatus all through our history after we became independent. There are million mutinies, as they say, across India. Right?
Right.
There's always been a view that we must engage. And that happens backtrack. There's many things that happen on parallel tracks. But we all must unite on one point. That when encounters happen, then we should be standing with our security forces, not with the enemy. Now, they can be your own citizens. After all, there have been own citizens who have picked up the gun and tried to bring down the Indian state. That doesn't mean that we have to invite everybody for chai, coffee, biscuit. No, I'm just saying.
I absolutely
given
agree
the
with you.
fact that they don't want to resolve the issues within the ambit of the constitution. But I don't think Supriya Shrinate was saying this. Supriya Shrinate is unfortunately been in controversy now. Not just for this, but a little while back also. And I know that there were red faces in the Congress. You know what she said. I mean, about Kangana Ranaut. Do I have to say this again?
But Rahul, can I ask you? I'm not talking about
that's why I
individuals.
asked you.
I'm
No,
talking about.
I'm not-
Can I
neither am I.
make a
That's why
larger
I'm
point?
asking you. So you can-
As a patriot, and we're two
One
patriots
second,
speaking.
please. First of all, you need to say that Supriya Shrinate, action should be taken against her.
I am saying very clearly, nothing precedes my tricolor or my armed forces.
No, you
It
should
is
make
well.
a no.
But I want to ask you a
advocate for
question.
action, please.
No.
Had this been, tell me
I am
something.
absolutely clear.
I remember. Let me take you back a few years. Actually, let me take you back a few. I'll tell you what the Congress said. There was a time when, in the heat of the moment, one particular leader, Ravi Shankar Prasad, happened to, in a sarcastic vein, actually, say Hafiz Saeed ji, which has been said also by Congress people, and people have been critical of that.
Yeah. So have I.
At that time, the Congress went hammers and tongs. Yeah, and 1 second. And the Congress went hammers and tongs after Ravi Shankar Saab and said, step down, this, that, the other. So I'm asking you today, who in the Congress party, whether it is Rahul Gandhi, and remember the Congress gave us this word, the UPA gave us this word, urban Naxals.
Yes.
Okay, in a deposition in the Supreme Court.
Correct.
You know this. Given your own history of antipathy towards these own citizens,
right,
which has been criticized by the hard left
correct,
in the time. Even Chidambaram was called various names.
True.
In fact, by Digvijay Singh himself.
Correct.
I want to ask you today, do you think that this lady, Supriya Shrinate, should not be issued a show cause, should not be suspended?
Well, she said her statement has been cut, but let me make a larger
What
point.
has been cut? Let's play it again.
No, let me make
come on. Let me. There is no cut here. No, she's
and
saying,
I didn't
I'm
hear her
asking you to take a
statement.
position
I am
tonight.
taking a position.
You're a patriot.
I'm very clear on
Would you have
actually
tolerated this statement?
No.
And let me ask you. Let me flip this around. Had a BJP spokesperson gone out and said, and let me ask you this, point blank, that, oh, Hafiz Saeed, if some of his chaps, LET chaps had been killed, and said that, look, these guys are martyrs. What would you have said?
So let me explain I'm not playing devil's advocate. I condemned her statement, but let me explain what she was trying to say. And
I'm only asking you, why isn't the Congress acting?
Because what she was trying to convey, as per what I am told, is that a procedural inquiry will reveal how they got so many weapons from across the border, because
We're not talking about the procedural inquiry. We are talking about them being called martyrs.
Of the
Let's
Union
play
government.
this bite out again, viewers. You just have to hear this.
She's actually asking the
this
Union
is-
government to take onus.
This is actually a big issue. This is internal security we are talking about, not defined by Rahul
Why should
Shivshankar,
there be inquiry? That
by
is
Dr.
even more
Manmohan Singh.
problematic, Rahul.
No, one minute.
Why
Yes.
should there be an inquiry?
One
When
second.
29 Naxalites have been killed in one of the biggest operations.
Don't go
And
down that
the
route. We don't
mastermind
need
is
to.
also
We are talking
being
about the word
25
martyr,
lakh-
the legitimization of
25 lakh
terrorism.
bounty. Why should they?
Shazia, and me,
No,
forget
but
about the
Rahul,
probe. That's
another thing,
secondary.
Why should there be investigation?
Yes. Let me just play out this
No, but
soundbite.
Rahul, why should there be an investigation?
I understand.
I
Let's
have a
just play
problem
out
with
this.
Supriya said, she said there should be an investigation.
Yes, I'll come back to you on that. Let's just play out the bite, because Tehsil
मैं इस पे
Punawala
कोई
is
राजनीति नहीं
suggesting.
करना चाहती हूँ. मुझे लगता है इसकी बिल्कुल गहन जांच होनी चाहिए और उन सब लोग जो शहीद हुए, हमारे सुरक्षाकर्मी भी कुछ घायल हुए, उन सबको हमारी संवेदनाएं हैं और इसमें कोई राजनीति का सवाल ही नहीं है.
सेना का अपमान, सुरक्षा बलों का अपमान,
इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड बिल्कुल गहन जांच होनी चाहिए और उन सब लोग जो शहीद हुए, हमारे सुरक्षाकर्मी भी कुछ घायल हुए, उन सबको हमारी संवेदनाएं हैं और इसमें कोई राजनीति का सवाल ही नहीं है.
Now, viewers, she never referred to, 1 second, Shazia Almi, she never referred to probe with regards to the encounter. She was talking about electoral bonds. And then she goes on to say, viewers, that jo koi shaheed hue, 29 terrorists are killed, and
thought
they
the
have
armed
been.
forces.
No, she
No,
makes
she
a
thought.
distinction. She made
No,
a
no,
distinction.
then she
She goes
realized
on.
it's only-
She goes
then
on
she-
to say that वो घायल जो हमारे जवान भी हुए.
No, she was talking for both for
viewers,
them.
no, please.
No, she was
viewers,
talking both
viewers,
for
them.
please.
Sureksha Bal.
Viewers,
Supriya is a
She said
viewers,
Sureksha Bal.
patriot she is she? She's a patriot.
She was not calling the Naxals. She was not calling the Naxals. She was calling the.
Let's play it out
because
again, viewers.
At that
Look,
time, she thought the.
There are things that
armed
you can
forces were
justify.
martyrs.
You can justify. You can play with words. Let's just play this out once again, unalloyed.
She said
Listen.
वो शहीद हुए और सुरक्षा बल भी घायल हुए.
भी घायल हुए. She's
said,
made a
yeah.
clear
और
distinction.
घायल भी हुए, शहीद भी हुए. उनके बारे में बोल रही
अच्छा,
The शहीद.
अच्छा.
उनके बारे में बोल रही
Okay, viewers, now we have an apologist for this absolutely unapologetic,
This is unacceptable.
unapologetic advocacy for 29 terrorists who were killed. Now, Tehsil Punawala, I have to ask you,
Yeah.
how can you call yourself a terrorist, a patriot, when you are sort of legitimizing what Supriya Shrinate is saying?
No, I'm not talking about any individuals. I think left-wing extremism
Why
is the
shouldn't we
biggest
talk
danger.
about you? You talked
it's
about
the
Nupur.
biggest
You
danger
talked
to our
about
country.
Nupur.
No,
You
if
talked about
no,
Nupur
but.
Sharma for days altogether.
So I
She wasn't
stood
an
by Nupur
individual.
Sharma.
I want to ask you. No, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking
Sir,
about the Congress
I-
party. I am
I
talking
think-
about the Congress party. They talked about
Listen.
Nupur Sharma. Why should we not talk about
Listen.
Supriya Shrinate? She's
Listen.
also a national spokesperson.
Listen,
Nupur
I
Sharma
believe-
was shown the door.
Listen.
Whether we agree with it or not is an immaterial thing. But I'm asking you.
And I'm again repeating, as per Supriya Shrinate's statement, this was for the armed forces. However, if it is for the
Shazia and
Naxalites,
me.
I don't agree with it. I'm very clear.
So
My nation
should no consequences follow?
अरे तो आप बताइए ना, she said, she's clarified
What is she clarified?
that she was talking about the armed forces. But the larger
And you
question is
accept
how
it.
weapons coming from China into
Nupur
India.
Sharma came out and clarified what she
Tessie,
was
we're
saying.
still
She
waiting
even
for the
apologized.
person
So, therefore, I
She even
stood by her.
apologized. I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the Congress party. Okay. Then it became an issue. Apology came, everything came. Supriya Shrinate is clarified, as she always does. No apology. The Congress lets it go, viewers. What does it tell you? Now remember, who these so-called Maoists are funded by? The CCP. There's enough evidence to suggest this. And viewers, who constantly talks about championing dialogue between India and China? I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. Anyway, Shazia, let me respond to the arguments that have been made here.
And
by
answer
Mr.
on Nagaland,
Poonawala.
Tripura and left-wing extremism.
One minute.
Tehseen, the fact of the matter is that this was a very clear, simple victory of BSF, of our forces, of Indians and India against terrorists, insurgents, and there was no need to call them Shaheed and Suraksha Bal later. So I don't know why should her sympathy be with those who have been killing, whose hands are stained with blood of Adivasis, our Jawans, our paramilitary forces, and what have you. And I think second time around, this is yet another shocker. First time she said something so obnoxious through her tweet, for which she never took responsibility, nor did she apologize. She just passed it off to some other person in the media cell. So we still don't know, but this is unpardonable. I think Congress should make a stand very clear on where they stand vis-a-vis Naxalites.
You think
Maoists,
that's a reasonable
insurgents,
demand from the BJP tonight?
Our CRPF and BSF.
Without whataboutery, reasonable demand that she's making, that the Congress must come out, make it stand clear. Why hasn't the Congress come out?
The Supriya Shrinate is the spokesperson and one of the leading spokespersons. So she's clarified what she said. She was not talking about the left-wing extremism.
We can't have
She's
different
had her party
standards.
members or
We
colleagues
can't have
who've been
different
killed.
standards for different individuals. Nupur Sharma came out and apologized. They still went for her. They ensured that she was threatened. Today, Nupur Sharma has no freedom left. She can't even come out of her home. Am I not right, Tehseen Poonawala? But someone like Supriya Shrinate is not even going to be questioned.
But
And
you
we
are
have to start
questioning her.
looking at the pathology.
But you are questioning
the
her.
Congress
She's
party,
replied.
your own party.
There's a fact checker. What about the fact checker? Will he look at this?
Arey, you answer why are people getting weapons from China. You're bothered about some spokesperson, some fact checker,
Viewers,
some guy who fixes puncture. आप बताओ ये कहाँ से आ रहा है weapons? उसका जवाब दो ना
You're
भैया.
all over the place, Tehseen. You don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer.
Tehseen,
Arey, I don't have an answer
It's a
because
difficult
some
one.
guy who's fact checking or some guy who's driving the rickshaw is not answering.
Question. I'm not even asking you to condemn
How
this
weapons
lady.
come, you're not answering.
Am I asking you to condemn her? I'm not even asking. I'm only asking you a
I
simple
stand
question.
by my country and my forces.
Should at
anyone
least-
against them action should be taken against. What action against BJP that allows weapons to come in from China?
Look.
Why? Why have they failed? Have they got AK-47s? Have they got AK-56?
Tehseen Poonawala.
How are these weapons coming in
Tehseen
India?
Poonawala, I'm
How
only
are weapons
asking you-
coming in Manipur?
I'm only asking you a simple question. You
You
can
know,
vent
there
your
were
spleen.
80 districts.
One second.
There were
Only a
80
simple
districts
question.
which are most
Should
affected,
at
which has
least
come
a
down to
show cause
25.
notice be issued to Supriya Shrinate?
Should the Honorable Home Minister of India step down or no for his repeated failures?
Viewers,
I can take action on Supriya. First remove the Home Minister of India.
Fundamentally, if you do have a fifth column in this country that undermines operations against bona fide terrorists, then how can you blame the Union Home Minister? The fact of the matter is, viewers, there is now a pathology. And it is quite clear. We have a problem. In opposing Modi, we are sometimes picking the wrong side. I'm not saying we as in you and I, but certain political parties. I think we've crossed certain lines. And I don't know if there will be consequences to pay electorally, but certainly, viewers, these bites are not making it any easier for the Congress to position itself as an alternative to the Bharatiya Janata Party. I'll take a short break.